Hello, here we are. Welcome, panic button. Wow, wow, wow. Good times. How come?
The Me Too movement was such a complicated moment where women were not only confronting men, but also confronting each other in the way that they had failed each other. And then we moved past that. And what's interesting now is these conversations about, now we have more conversations than ever about what gender is, but also this sort of, to use a very internet word, gatekeeping of what being female is, which is this kind of, we know the word TERF, like what it is to kind of say, if you haven't been female in this extremely specific way that involves biology, then you are not welcome at this party.
Yeah. I had Dylan Mulvaney on recently, and it's an amazing. Her story is amazing, and I think what she's
incredible, and what she experienced.
Also publicly.
Incredible. He started out his career by making fun of women. He
even admitted it. He even admitted that he was making fun of women. He didn't think it'd get this far. It was a joke.
If we don't have specific definitions for what a woman is, guess what we don't have? Laws for women.
I like how Lena Dunham said it's an extremely specific way of being a woman. No, it's not. It's being born that way.
It's very simple.
There's usually two, very rarely a third way you can be born, which is some kind of intersex with augmented genitals.
Yeah.
From how you were born. But usually it's one of two.
Yeah. The other lean one way or the other.
That's a pretty definitive, I wouldn't say it's specific, but definitive.
How much do you have to, hate yourself as a woman in order, if you you have to hate yourself as a woman in order to believe that men can be women. Calling them she, allowing them into your spaces when you're undressing. Just because a man says he's a woman doesn't mean he's a woman. And if we just completely eradicate what female is altogether, well, then you don't have female rights. Then you just have everybody's rights.
Monica either referred to Dylan as it or he before referring to Dylan as she. I just want to point that out. I don't know which one it was exactly, but it was either it or he when referring to the story. I'm just saying. And if you don't realize how bad Dylan really is, then you haven't been paying attention, because Dylan is really just a poser. And sometimes I go back and forth because Dylan's mild compared to some of the others.
Yeah, but he still started. But can you imagine if it was reversed, though?
He's taking so many opportunities from women, pretending he's a woman. Knowing it's a joke, just wanting attention.
If a white guy was doing blackface and was making all this money off of being a representative of black culture.
Well, he is black at that point, right? Because that would be
then he would
the
be,
argument.
Yeah, he would be black, right? And so he would have black rights as well. Right. African-American rights, however you want to say it.
So he'd be at the BET Awards. He'd be taking NAACP scholarships.
All
hypothetically.
Those things, right. But that's not okay, right? But could you imagine if all these podcasters who weren't white were like, oh yeah, I mean, that's my N-word right there. He's got a black soul. What the you would be so severely retarded. And that's how I see
He's
women
one of the
like
nicest
this.
black people I know.
That's how I see women like this. It's do you know how much you're insulting yourself by saying that this dude is a chick? And how absolutely and purely retarded you actually are.
Doesn't Lena Dunham identify as a they, themer?
She is an it to me.
But doesn't she, technically identify as a they, themer? Yeah, so that's why she's like, oh, I'm not a woman. Bitch, shut up.
Wow.
Sorry.
Publicly, and she did it so elegantly.
Yeah.
And as someone who
not without
falling.
He did it so elegantly.
Falling in a very open field.
Running around screaming that there was a bee following him around, insulting women as if that's how they act.
Acting like women hike in high heels.
God. Or how about when he sat down the computer, and when he had the camera rolling, and he's like, I cried 5 times today. I ordered something and returned it. He was insulting women.
Yeah.
Saying oh, this is what all women do. And
this is a day in the life of any woman.
Any woman, because they're this pathetic.
Well, and he has this idea of what a woman is, and I guess it's the gay man's idea of what a woman is. It's not right, but it's an idea. It's a stereotype. You have a stereotype in your head that you're going to play out and pretend that that's what it means to be a woman, when, again, it's just a stereotype. Plenty of women like working on cars and going to the mall, and they also like playing in the dirt, but they also like manicures. It's women come in all different shapes, sizes, varieties, likes and dislikes.
Maybe he was just posing as the women he knows. Maybe the women he knows are like that.
Maybe
like just absolutely
he
dumb.
has been trying to get on anything for years, and this was his only way in.
Oh, and he got in because
Yeah.
of dumb bitches like this being like, oh, she so brave and just so elegant and classy.
And this is what he's wanted, and I don't
What?
think that he deserves it for what he did. This is what he's wanted the whole time, though.
Fame.
So I guess good job. Like not in trying to be a woman, but in like weaseling your way in.
I mean,
Like you did it.
He knew the target audience would be the dumbest liberal bitches
Who
alive.
loves gay men the most? Women.
Liberal women,
But,
specifically.
But like lonely women
Lonely liberal cat ladies.
who need someone to vent to and listen to and pretend they have a best friend.
Yeah, when really they're just going to talk shit behind your back as soon as you're not there.
But so who loves Dylan Mulvaney the most? The same women that love gay men.
Dumb bitches.
Yeah, it was
Cost,
an easy answer.
not without a cost. And,
Right.
as someone who has, I have multiple
Personalities.
nuclear trans family members, it's been a big education for me
don't
to
say.
to be around that. I think, I got to go speak at Trans Day of Visibility in DC last year with this amazing group called the Christopher Street Project. And the thing I expressed was just how having a trans sibling, having trans people in my life has really opened up in this most
I'm going to remind you that she's openly talked about touching her sister in inappropriate ways.
Yeah, we don't really want to be taking advice.
The same
life
sister that's
advice
trans now.
From
Yeah.
a woman who messed with her sister and another woman who blew the president.
I mean, you can listen to them talk all you want, but if you take their advice,
you
that's
take
on
life
you.
advice from these stupid.
I'm not.
Come on now.
But if you choose to, that's your own onus to take on.
That is your cross to bear.
expansive way. It's like I feel like I see in 4D now about the possibilities of
Everything's not real, and it's all a religion that you made up.
You are very much in 3D
Regular world.
all the way around.
what
Yeah.
all of us hold this incredibly complicated. Each of us have our own specific gender. That has to do with our experiences. That has to do with how we felt as little kids.
Bro, it's called a personality, a lived experience. That doesn't make you that gender.
I know who you were feeling when you were a little kid.
That's gross.
That's gross. It is, but it's absolutely factual. She wrote it in her book. I'm not saying anything that she hasn't said before.
Again, it's called a personality.
Yeah, that's what gender is, a personality.
What their idea, what their concept is, what she's explaining is a personality.
Yeah.
That's what makes you have the jokes you have, the sense of humor you have, the type of way you handle things. It's your personality and what you grew up around, not your gender.
Right, but their personality,
if
which is a gender, is attached to this religious ideology.
But if that had any bit of truth, then we would have to be, you and me would have to be dating men. It would be in the way that we function.
They're inherently homophobic. Yeah.
That statement is, at least.
Their entire beings are homophobic at this point.
Well, yeah, they think they're so accepting, but really, there's a big group screaming, "No, stop it!"
You ever heard of the cotton ceiling, bitch? Yeah, it's when men pretend to be women so they can try to sleep with lesbians by either shaming them or raping them. That's what that's called. That's who you support.
Oh.
The same who were marching for Me Too are the same ones who are propping up the men who were probably a very big part of Me Too.
And a lot of these women,
The predatory part of it.
the ones who are willingly consenting to at least one interaction with this person.
They
Right.
regret that real fast.
Well, the thing is that they are shamed and guilted into it and feel like they will be looked at like they are a bad person. They feel like they are a bad person for not wanting to do it. So a lot of them will feel compelled to do it because of the environment that has been around them. Not because they actually are attracted to or want to actually try with this person. But
they
because
feel
they
like they have to.
Or
Yeah.
else they are just as bigoted as the people they say they hate.
Who the f cares if you're
I-
bigoted?
I- well,
like,
you-
I certainly
you know,
don't give a shit if I'm big. Everyone's freaking bigoted at some point or
Who's
another.
better to speak from experience than someone like me who's been with non-binary? I was with a non-binary person for a couple years who was just a woman.
And that was
I
hell.
had a single date
And that was hell.
with both a trans man and a trans woman.
Both
I've discussed both
very psychotic
on this
people.
channel. I've discussed both with you. If you want to hear it again, you have to let me know in the comments. But I've been on dates at least with everyone from that, like every identity you could have, right?
You took a lot of bullets there.
And let me tell you that the reason I did it is because I felt
Like you had to?
guilty. I felt bad. I felt like, oh, well, I should feel compelled to talk to this person.
Right.
Oh, well, they're nice enough. Why am I so bigoted about it? And I hated the experiences.
Then you learned your lesson.
I did. And that's why I can say from a personal experience, like the reason that these women, if they're not being sexually coerced, they're guilt tripped into having sex with these individuals.
Yeah, it's true.
Or at least going on a date with them.
You know, Lena Dunham, the type of person she is on the inside, is now who she is on the outside. The chickens come home to roost eventually. I mean, she is a Gorlock of her former self, and she wasn't anything special to begin with. She was like a solid 2.
Okay.
And I'm talking like not LA 2, but a small town, rural farm area 2.
Okay. No.
No
But okay.
offense to farm people living in rural areas.
No
but
offenses to twos.
no offenses to 2.
Sorry.
But sometimes
I feel like a 2 a lot
who
of the
you
time.
are on the inside ends up becoming what you look like on the outside. An ugly, trash, nasty thing,
Okay.
because that's really who we are on the inside. And she is learning that the hard way. But it's really hard for her to get up in the morning or take 2 steps.
I don't think it's hard for them to do anything because they get to sit there and sit on their pedestals and feel like they have such high horses.
No,
That's just me.
The crazy thing is they think that they're smart and good people.
Oh, I know that they do. Well, you
That's
think that
crazy.
you're a good person when you're changing or like swaying on these moral principles that you have. You feel like you do it because you're a good person. The only reason you change those morals to like interact with those dates that you would normally take
Yeah.
is because you feel like you're being a good person. People do a lot
Yeah.
of bad things with the intention of being a good person.
That's true. They're also useful idiots for trans activists while being trans activists. They're useful idiots for majority predatory men who claim to be women. That's what they're doing. They were fighting for the rights of women when they can't identify what a woman is because it includes men.
They talk about how Me Too was such a complicated time, but none of them are men.
And I bet they are both very guilty of enabling what these men did to women. I can
Also-
guarantee it.
How can you talk about how Me Too was so difficult when you were someone who like did something to someone? Of course, it was difficult for you.
You should have been Me Too'd on, but she
Yeah.
Me Too'd herself.
Yeah, dude, like that's your own fault. I don't know what to tell you. Like I understand that you might have been a child when it happened and like you might not have understood the consequences of your actions, but that's still your fault. Like
She was
that doesn't
calling
give-
out.
That doesn't give 14 and 15-year-old boys the excuse.
Yeah, exactly. Why
They
should it
didn't-
give her an excuse?
They didn't understand that it could have been such a like big consequence. Doesn't mean that it's right. Doesn't mean it's an excuse. Doesn't make
Yeah.
it okay.
And she's still out here. Like she called out Adam Driver for being rude on set or during sex scenes. I can't remember what it was, but she was calling out a man. But if Adam Driver decided he was going to identify as a woman, would she still have done that? No, she wouldn't have, because she's ideologically captured and she's a useful idiot. She's a dummy.
That has to do with how we see ourselves, how we see other people, how we want to interact. And so I think it's interesting right now. Feminism has never been
I didn't even notice how it says
Reclaiming.
reclaiming what? What are you reclaiming? You gave it away. Very easy. But you're also not reclaiming womanhood. What are you reclaiming? Truth?
Their vaginas.
Well, anyone could have a vagina. Man,
Also,
woman could have
not
a
to be
vagina.
gross,
What
but-
is a vagina?
Not to be gross, but anyone can claim a vagina. It's just called sex.
Or you can claim you have one.
That's true these days. You can.
I mean, that title right there is it. Freaking
It's a joke in itself.
What idiots.
more multifaceted and nuanced and expansive, but it's also deeply under threat. And we're having these conversations, yet can't seem to dictate actual laws that affect our bodies. And so it's a really, really
Wait, what bodies? Female bodies? But
But
men
that's so,
can be female.
But
so
female is so specific.
it's specific, very specific and bigoted.
But they want such
what
specific
body?
things too.
What body? How are you going to get rights for your body when you don't even know what the fuck a woman is? When you're saying men can be women, are you talking about those men too? who are claiming to be women?
Oh, yeah, because Della Mulvaney was just talked about.
Okay, so then you're just not talking about women. You're talking about men and women.
That's called human rights, guys.
That's just human rights. You don't get no female rights if you, like, no. You don't, I think if you believe in this trans dogma crap, you shouldn't have women's rights, women's spaces, female rights.
No, they're
You
all
shouldn't.
human rights.
You shouldn't. You should
it's unequal,
follow the
right?
path that you are preaching to everyone else. You want to say that men can be women, that Dylan Mulvaney is a she?
How
Well, then
beautiful, right?
how are you going to fight for women's rights when men can be women? Why not just say trans rights? Because that's exactly what you're saying.
Well, at the end of the day, what they're really asking for is just like higher up status, not actual rights. They're just asking for elevated status, and that's the bigger problem. If you were really like, and this is what it really comes down to: everyone should have just about the same rights, unless you've committed a crime or done something to alienate the rights that you had. Then you should have the same rights as your neighbor, and that goes for so many things. I mean, obviously, women have maternity leave, but plenty of fathers get paternity leave. It's a different beast altogether, but it should be something that's considered. I don't know. I think it should just be, you're not really asking for anything besides human rights, especially if you can't describe exactly what something is. So why don't we just cut the crap and call it human rights and tell me what you want, and we can agree to disagree on certain things, and we'll figure out what everyone should have and not have. And that's the end of it.
But what did she say? Dictate actual laws that affect our bodies. Is she talking about women?
No,
well,
she's
she can't
talking
be,
about-
because women can have penises and they can go through menstruation.
No,
and they
because
can
she's
go
clearly
through
talking about
menopause.
LGBTQIAT PPT2 people.
Okay, so anyone who says there's something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Except for lesbians and gays, because
No, we're included if we're with them, but if we
Oh,
don't, but if we're
yeah.
a turf, then we're not included.
then we're not included.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, then be the rule.
But she said our bodies, so is she...
LGBTQ people who
she
agree
is-
with us.
So she's a bisexual who's married to a man. Was she a them, baby, whatever?
I don't fucking know.
So what bodies are you talking about? I thought it doesn't matter what body, it just matters how you identify. Why do you care about bodies at this point?
Well, they all care about bodies to some extent. That's why they want them cut up for our taxpayer dollars.
I mean, these make no sense. They really don't.
It's always a complicated time to be a woman,
Yeah.
but it's a very
Woman, what does that mean?
What does it mean? What is a woman?
What does
It's a
that mean?
complicated
It's so
time to be a
complicated.
woman.
What does it mean to be a
I
woman?
can tell you why it's a complicated time for me to be a woman, because men can now just say they're chicks and go into our spaces, compete with other girls or women in sports teams. They can go in the rape shelters. They can go in our prisons. So it's a very difficult time to be a woman for people like us who know what reality is,
I can
because now
tell you.
men can be women and they can be all creepy and predatory, spy on us, jerk off in our fucking locker rooms and our bathrooms, put their little cameras underneath the stall doors so they can spy on us, peeping toms, all this bullshit.
I'll tell you why it's personally offensive. Just this past week, I heard two trans individuals, so men who identified as women, I heard them talking to each other, and I heard the one refer to the other as a doily dyke. So, they're not allowed to call us any slurs when they're men, but when they decide that they're women, then it's okay. Then I'm supposed to be okay hearing two men talk about how they're doily dykes.
It's just a lot of privilege.
Move your Princess Leia ass, I heard out of this man's mouth to another man. And I'm supposed to sit there and be like,
Oh, that's such a girly thing to do.
yeah, you two dykes.
They're so feminine. Yes. Two men who are dating each other who identify as women are now.
We're probably
Lesbians.
getting victims together. What do you mean dating each other? They're not dating each other. They're getting victims for each other.
That's probably very accurate.
Oh, it's
for sure.
disgusting and terrifying and
It's a complicated time to be a woman because we have bitches like this who are dictating to the rest of the world that men are women. And so, well, then you're not a fucking woman. I don't look at her as a woman. I look at her as a thing. Monica Lewinsky, also a thing. If you say men can be women, you are a thing. You are a nothing. You are a stain on society that is causing so much harm to actual women. So in a way, there is some meaning, but it's a vile, horrific meaning. Her existence as a whole is just horrific for women. And women like her, they do nothing but a disservice to women.
Yeah.
They really do. and to themselves. Which I don't care if you want to go down with the trans ship, by all means. But us women, we want the life rafts so we can row ourselves away from your crazy asses while you go and sink into the Atlantic.
All the way back to safety, please. Thank you.
Yeah, far, far away.
I think, a very complicated but has a real rich vein of possibility, at least for dialogue. I'm curious how you feel.
She feels like she still has the taste of Bill Clinton's dick in her mouth. Yeah, she will always be known as that. And Monica Lewinsky just proved she is still the dumb bitch she was back in the day when she was banging the president. It's the truth, people. I don't make the rules.
Not to be that person, but I mean, it's not like Bill Clinton left Hillary or anything. He must not have been that good. And Hillary doesn't seem like she'd be the one to give him out that often. So,
I hate women like this. I wish they didn't have the right to vote. I wish they had their own island they could just go to with all their trans friends, and they can all be women on the women island, the crazy woman island, and
where
just
no
leave
one's
the rest-
actually a woman.
Right, just leave us alone. You can,
None of them can describe what woman is.
right. It'll be an island of women, but somehow some of them magically get pregnant.
It'll be all men still.
And these two chuds.
It'll still be all men. They'll see that and they'll get on the first lifeboat out, man. I'm telling you.
Well, we need to make sure we
they
poke
talk-
holes in those lifeboats first.
They talk like this, but the second they were stuck in a room with all those individuals, all those creeps on Reddit who say that they're women, yeah, they're booking it. They're calling their taxi driver. They're calling an Uber. They're getting the hell out of there.
It's just complete arrogance. I mean, she was born to rich parents. She doesn't know what it's like to struggle a day in her damn life. And she's trying to dictate to like all other women and lesbians that men can be women. And it's great to have
You've had such a firm
trans
grasp on
people.
sexuality your whole life.
It's great to have trans people in your f***ing family. Let's have more. Let's have more mentally deranged people in our family. You got some mental health issues going on. Obviously, she does. I'm not surprised she has more mentally ill people in her family.
I'm not.
I've only read excerpts from her book, and she's pretty f***ing loony.
I can only imagine how loony that one could get.
It must be in the DNA. It's like a rotted DNA.
I'm grossed
Yuck.
out.
I am too. I want to vomit. I'm going to go puke now. Like and subscribe, everyone. Join our memberships to keep this channel going.
That's gross. I want to go vomit now myself.
Yes, but we will always be honest and tell you the truth because f*** them bitches. Bye.
See ya.